We ready for this? Hope so. All right, it is Wednesday, and we're on the tail end. Oh, the tail end of our semester, right? My let's see. I had my last A-day classes of all of my first semester. I tomorrow, actually not tomorrow. I have tomorrow and Friday my B-day classes one more time. I do have one class that is longer than a semester long. It's a year-long class, but I had them today. That was my TV broadcast kids, and they did great. We do our, weekly news show, and there it was. They did a really great job putting that together. I'm proud of them. So, and they're going to move on, but a lot of kids aren't. And I totally, respect that, and I expect it almost. I typically only have one class of Photo 2 kids, and it only happens in the second semester. And we do that just so that, I don't know, just to make sure that, the kids that want to be there are the kids that are actually there. If I advertised, take Photo 2, and then I get a bunch of kids that, weren't really on board with Photo 1 to begin with, it'd be better to just have the kids that really want to be there. So I'm okay with just having one of those. Really, Photo 1 is kind of my breadwinner. That's the one I teach most often. And I get tons of kids playing, going into that one. So I love it. And then I have my 2 video production classes. And that's always fun because it's like kids that want to be content creators, kids that want to be filmmakers, kids that, want to go far in that realm, in that world. So it's pretty cool. We're going to play Connections today and see where it takes us. You can see by the title today, my house is on a ventilator. And what I mean by that is we have borrowed a variety of fans, and I told you that we had a pretty mid-sized leak. It wasn't a huge leak. It wasn't a gusher, and there's a foot of water in the carpet and anything. But at the same time, it was not insignificant either. It did leak into this room a tiny bit, and into another room down the hall a little bit. Water tends to travel, right? It finds the lowest point and wants to go. And these 2 rooms, a tiny bit in here, but mostly it's in the hallway. And we have great neighbors. One of my neighbors has one of those kind of horizontal fans that like pushes air in a like, almost like one of those inflatables. You know what I'm talking about? Those ones. And it's meant for carpet. It's like a long, flat, wide thing. And then another is a construction guru, and he has one of those commercial fans, those giant, massive orange commercial fans that barely fit into my hallway. And I have it facing downward at the carpet. The next step is to lift up the carpet, and we're actually going to probably pull out all of the padding, right? Get all the padding out of there, and make sure that it's dry from underneath as well. It'll be good. I actually have some tools to fix to kind of re-put the carpet back in once it's out. So yeah, it's good. All right, so let's play Connections. Sitting here staring at these words, and I'm just talking and talking. I see kayak. It's a palindrome. Pilot. Plane. Shell, even, madam, which is also a palindrome, truth, civic, which is also a palindrome, level. Okay, that's probably 4 of them right there. That's funny. I said palindrome, and then there's 4 of them. Fluke, odyssey, dugout, label, raft, flat, and accord. Now, another one that I did see is the Honda Pilot, the Honda Civic, the Honda Accord, and the Honda Odyssey. But I bet you that is a red herring. I am going to not select those because I think kayak, madam, civic, and level are going to come up as palindromes. No, I did it opposite. Oh, no. Oh, what was I thinking? Oh, guys. That's embarrassing. Okay, Civic, Pilot, Odyssey, Accord. Gosh dang it. I had a 1 and 2 shot. I was like, okay, either this is the red herring. Yeah, Callie, laugh it up. I know. Well, you must have gotten it on the first try, huh? Yeah, I'm sure you did. Dang. Dang. I had a 1 and 2 shot. Either this was the red herring or the palindromes were the red herring. And it turned out the palindromes were the red herring. Dang. Why is it making all kinds? Do you guys hear that? Like a terrible noise in the background. Is that just me? Okay. Does that sound better? Oh, that sounds better already. Okay, well, I just had to turn off my little power supply. Yeah, it's gone now. It's gone now, whatever it was. Okay. Level, flat, even, plain. It's probably either yellow or green. It's green. All right, well, leave it to me to get the easiest and the hardest. How about a dugout? A raft, a kayak, a dugout. Dugout is like a canoe that's made from one solid piece of wood. And then a fluke. No. Shell? Human-powered watercraft. We had a thing about human-powered watercraft just yesterday. What was it? To go on land. There's a word for going on land. When you pick up your canoe out of the water and then walk to another water source. What was that called? It was like lodging or something. Shoot, now I don't remember. Every time there's a category where all 4 words are on the top on the same level, it's a red herring. No, I didn't. It was not. I think it was one on each line. Maybe it was like too good to be true if it's all in one line. Label, madam, fluke, and truth. Yeah, what was the word though? I'm trying to think of the word. It was like mooring, but it wasn't mooring. It was something about being on a dock, or it sounded like harbor or dock or now I can't remember. Maybe we need to pull up yesterday's. Puzzle. Portaging. Thank you. Portage, like a port. See, you know what I'm talking about? A port, a harbor. I'm not making that up. Okay. Good. Thank you. I needed you to look it up. All right. And then whatever the purple category. Biblical figures plus a starting letter. Oh, that's clever. All right. Well, let's go to it. The blue category, Honda models. The Honda Accord, Honda Civic, Honda Odyssey, Honda Pilot. Let's see. To flush. Oh, it is flush. No, like the adjective flush. Even, flat, level, and plain. And then leave it to me to get the hardest and the easiest in the same category, right? Human-powered watercraft. Dugout canoe, a kayak, a raft, a shell. What's a shell? Like a dinghy? What do you mean by a shell? I don't know. Oh, I remember that. Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my. Yeah, I remember that. That was like the one time it was all the way across. And I was like, there's no way that's it. That's got to be the red herring. No, it was actually that. And then the biblical figures plus a starting letter. Fluke for Luke in the New Testament. Abel, right? Label for Abel, Cain and Abel. Madam for Adam. And then truth for Ruth in the Old Testament. I actually heard the name Abel come up today. One kid that made a final project for my video production class created sort of a modern retelling of the story of Cain and Abel. They're two brothers that work in the same office building, and one gets a promotion and the other doesn't, and he gets, very jealous and then kills the other brother, and it was really neat. And it wasn't until he said, it came up, the title, and then the subtitle at the very end was a retelling of Cain and Abel, and I just went, of course it is. It was such a good story. The kids in my class are so good. They teach, or they tell, they tell visual stories, right? It's one thing to tell a story like with words, but another thing to show visually. And this story was so good. It was so clever. It was really, really good. You're funny, Tyson. All right. Well, let's go to the next one. We are going to play... Boom, there it is. Wordle. Not Wordle. I clicked on mini crossword. We're doing them in order, I promise. To nod off. How about to doze? It's tricky starting with a Z, though. Naval submarine in World War II. Naval submarine. A submarine. Tricky thing to do on a busy highway. Maybe weave. I hate it when people weave on the highway. Heat-resistant glassware for cooking. That's maybe Pyrex? We're getting all these crazy letters, though. We got Y and Z and X. Put into groups. Maybe sort. Break up with. Okay, so it's not weave, because this one is dump. You're going to get dumped. Falls in line. Oh, funny. Obeys. Legendary vigilante who cuts a Z with his sword. How about Zorro? Zorro means, I think Zorro means fox in Spanish. Raring to go. Oh, eager. Because this one is not you. T. U-boat. Common reminder for an upcoming appointment. A text. Yeah. Oh, it wasn't. That's so funny. You don't see it until it's done. This was not weave. This was merge. That's a great word. Merge. All right. One across. To nod off. To doze off. Whenever you have that word in parentheses, that means that the clue and the answer have that same shared word. So nod off, doze off. Naval submarine in World War II, the U-boat. Yeah. Tricky thing to do on a busy highway, to merge. I don't mind merging. I look at my periphery and I look at my mirrors. I make sure I'm good and safe and all that. My wife avoids the freeway at all costs. Even somewhere where it's like it would make more sense to take the freeway, she wants to take surface streets. Now, there are some times, if you're going on a road trip, of course, you're going to need to take the freeway, right? You take the highways. But if at all possible, she will try to find the non-highway alternative. Partly, anxiety, partly keeping us safe. There's a lot of reasons. Heat-resistant glassware for cooking, Pyrex. You can throw the glass right in the oven. You don't want to take something like really cold, really hot, mix them together. That'll crack the glass, right? Because glass is, glass is technically a liquid. It's expands and contracts and whatnot. To put into group, to sort. To break up with, dump. Obeys, falls in line, so to speak. Obeys. Word made popular by Shepard Fairey. Obey. If you have a picture of Andre the Giant and the word obey, that's Shepard Fairey. I talk about him in my photography class because he got into a huge legal battle with the Associated Press, that Obama Hope poster. Yeah, they avoid the freeways. Same thing, right? It's it's not as fun. Definitely not as fun. Legendary vigilante who cuts a Z with his sword. That's Zorro. Raring to go. Eager. And then common reminder for an upcoming appointment. A text. You will receive a text. Dump. dump means break up with someone and poop emoji. Yes, that's funny. All right, Wordle. We've got hard mode activated steel. Still. I don't know why I said it like that. Still, style, steel. Oh, style. Whoa, that's not it. Style. I could say style. Okay, a little bit of help. There's an E or an S somewhere. So it doesn't start with an S. Oh, that's a good word. Grasp. You're Oh my gosh! Are you kidding me? Wow. Wow. Okay, so what is it then? Grass. Grass. 2 S's. Grass is it. Nice. Okay. Wow. That was impressive. That was actually really impressive. I looked at style and I thought, okay, if there's an S, but else, or else it's a non-intersecting word, what word could I use that uses an S but otherwise doesn't use T-I-L-E? Oh, it's funny. Tile. It spells tile right there. Oh, that would be impressive. No, I said grasp. You know me. I don't like the double guesses, double letters. Grasp is another great word. Grasp is a fantastic word. Yeah, grass. Grass. Okay. I know how badges work, thanks. I don't know why you're telling me that, but thank you. Out of line. There are 7 things. 1 is a spangram, so really 6 things. Out of line. I see the off, O-F-F right there. Tilted. I love that word. That's one of my favorite words. Tilted. When you're playing poker and you start to get a little, antsy and frustrated at the table because you're losing, you're on the losing streak, then you got to check yourself to not get tilted. Tilted. Lopsided. Tilted. What else? Uneven, maybe? Oh, here. Uneven. Beautiful. Oh, askew. This has got to be the spangram. Oh, I see. A little off. Out of line. It's askew. It's misaligned. It's crooked. Aslant. I don't think I've ever used that word before. Aslant. No. Callie, I love the badge system. I love it. But right now, I'm doing puzzles. I couldn't care less about what the badges mean right now. There we go, badges. I have spangram first. I have a 150-day streak. I found theme words. I found 1,000 theme words. View all your badges. That's kind of fun. Yeah, out of line. A little off. It's not super off. Yeah, askew, aslant, lopsided, crooked, tilted, and uneven. I really do like that word, tilted. I'll use it with my kids, not in a cards setting, but when they start getting frustrated with each other, I say, you guys are getting a little tilted. And they know what I mean. If Dad says you're getting tilted, we got to cool it. We got to kind of reset a little bit, reassess the situation so you don't get tilted. All right, letterboxed. Let's see, create words using these 12 letters here. So we got to do it in 4. I think we had to do it in 4 yesterday too. R, V, and M, A, P, and L, N, G, and E. Oh, we can't do ing words. Shoot. U, I, and C. Okay. There's no... Oh, there is an E. We can do ER words. P and L are on the same side, so we can't do like plumber. There's no B anyway. No Y. There's no Y. Pulmonary. An IE, can you just... I never thought I would ask for a Z. Pulverize. Oh, it's with an O. Okay. Pull. Oh, but there's no O. Shoot. I should know that because in Portuguese, your lung is pulmão. Pulmão. It's an O-N sound. Gravel. Remus Lupin. No way. Vampire? V-A-M-P-I-R-E would absolutely fit. That's insane. Wow. That's a good starting word. Let's see if we can polish it off right here, though. There we go. Camera. Yeah, vampire. That's a fantastic way to do it. Love that. Love that. Love that. Gravel. The L led to Lupin, and the N led to narc. I'm not a narc. And then C for camera. How'd they do it yesterday? Borscht and taxiway. Oh, I think I used the word taxi. I could have just added way to the end. I think I wanted to add cab, but there was no, the C-A-B didn't work because two were on the same side. A and B were on the same side. But taxiway, absolutely. Vampire would have been great. Oh, you know what, Tyson? You're allowed to come on whenever you want. If you want to come on earlier or later or watch it after the fact or don't watch it at all or watch it twice, you do whatever you want, Tyson. It's fine. It's fine. You are the master of your own domain. I love when you come on. I love what you say in the chat. As long as you don't, dox me or something, we're okay. We're okay, right? All right. Well, let's recap our answers. We're going to start over here with the connections puzzle, and then move over to our old pal, the mini crossword, and then the Wordle, and then the Strands puzzle, and the letterboxed. I did have to turn off some of the ventilators, some of the fans, before we recap here. I couldn't even shut the door because one of the fans is plugged in this room, so I could barely hear myself think, and I couldn't close the door. Like, I physically didn't have room to close the door, so I had to unplug them. There is one single box fan running, so if you can hear that, that's what that is. And then when I'm done here, I'm going to take all of the fans that were unplugged so I could do this, and I plugged it all back in. I'll plug it in when I'm done. Callie, what'd you say? Am I also allowed to do whatever I want? I don't know. What does your conscience say? All right, we fell first. We fell head first. Can't make words happen. I fell head first into the red herring today. I just had a stroke. My goodness. Yes, I fell head first into the red herring today, which was all the palindromes you see: a civic, level, kayak, and madam. Yeah, you're funny. If you had my bank account number, I'd want you to make deposits, not withdrawals. Let's see. So what it really was, the first thing I saw was Honda models. I thought that was the red herring. Honestly, I thought that was the red herring. Accord, Civic, Odyssey, Pilot, Honda Pilot. We test drove a Honda Pilot one time. We were really considering buying a Honda Pilot, and it was just a little too big. My wife was like, "This is like driving a tank. Like, this is way too big for me," and I agreed. It wasn't great for me either. I didn't like it. Yeah. So then the next one, the green. Actually, the one that I would consider buying, and I think it's kind of a fun car, I would love a Honda Element. You know, the big ones where you can like not butterfly, but like double open the doors. And I could easily fit my drum set in the back of that. I could fit. The problem with it is there's only 4 seats. There's not three seats in the back. There's only 2 seats in the back. You can only comfortably sit 4 people in seat belts in that car, and I was like, we need more room for people. We need passengers. So we didn't end up going with it. LMN OP. Yeah, have you seen those stickers on the back of the Honda Elements? That's funny. To be flush is to be even, to be flat, level, and plain. Human-powered watercraft, a dugout canoe, a kayak, a raft, and a shell. Biblical figures plus a starting letter. Fluke for Luke, label for Abel, right? Cain and Abel. Madam for Adam, and then truth for Ruth. And I was going to look up, what was I going to look up? Oh, a shell. A shell watercraft, or a rowing shell, is a large, long, narrow, lightweight boat designed for speed rowing. Oh, got it. Got it. So if you don't want to get in the rowing machine, you just want to have the main, the canoe that everyone gets into. And it's got the wide wings that you can put your oars onto, so it holds them in place. Sometimes you've got the seat that scrolls back and forth. Here, I'll show you this one. That's a shell. This one right here, that's a shell. So think of like a giant sculling crew, right? A racing shell. And then there's usually just a person in the front. Or that meme of the kid that's the Thailand kid that's vibing. You ever seen that one? He's like the director. Yeah. What do you call that? The person that tells the rowers to row. What is the name of the person that tells the rowers to row? A coxswain. Coxswain? Interesting. A coxswain. I don't think I knew that. The person who tells rowers what to do, including when to row, is called the coxswain. It's Coxswain. Pronounced coxswain. Coxswain steers the boat using a rudder and gives commands for stroke rate, technique like feather or square, and then power through a microphone system. They typically sit in the back facing the rowers. Oh, but some they might lie in the bow. Huh. I didn't know that. The morale guy. What do you do if you see a dugout on the baseball field in the dugout zone? Get out your canoe. That's what you do. You get out your canoe. That's funny. All right. Today in the... What did we just do? The mini crossword. Yeah, that's the one. It's funny. I'm watching... There's a delay, and I'm watching me scroll through all of these coxswain boats in a delay. I don't know how far back that was, but I'm watching the delay screen. It's funny. Yeah. So Wednesday, December 17th, mini crossword puzzle. Let's just go through them. To nod off, to doze off. Naval submarine, a U-boat in World War II. To merge, the tricky thing to do on a busy highway. Heat-resistant glassware for cooking, Pyrex. Put into groups, to sort. To break up with, to dump. Oh, did you hear Courtney got dumped? Falls in line, so to speak, obeys. And legendary vigilante who cuts Z's with his sword, Zorro. Raring to go, eager. Common reminder for an upcoming appointment might come as a text. All right, we got the Wordle in 3. We nearly got it in 2 today, but I have this terrible suspicion all the time that it's going to be individual letters, and so I tried to do as many non-intersecting words or letters as I could here. So I got style, and that gave us the S, and I thought, maybe it's grasp. I didn't even think of grass because it's a double letter, right? The double S. I would not have guessed that. And then it was everything but the final letter. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I tried grass, and sure enough, that's what it was. And it wasn't graze. Graze would have had an E at the end, but it already told me there was no E. Okay. Today's theme for the Strands was out of line. A little off. Not a big off, just a little off. Tilted. I love that word, tilted. That's one of my favorite words, tilted. You're getting tilted. Uneven. Aslant. Askew. Crooked. And lopsided. All right, and then we finished off with probably a couple more words than we needed. Who had the great idea for... Oh, Callie said vampire. That's a good one. Gravel. That's one I came up with there. And then lupin, right? Like Remus Lupin. And then N for narc. I ain't no narc. And then C for camera. And they did it yesterday with borscht and taxiway. I would not have gotten borscht. I was considering taxi something. Taxi cab didn't work. Taxiway would have been great. Yeah. Anyway, you guys are awesome. Thanks for a great stream. A little quicker one today. That's all right. We're getting really efficient doing these. It's only about 35 minutes today. But yeah, you guys are amazing. Thanks for an awesome stream. I've got some projects to do. Of course, I've got to kick the fans back on to dry things out. It really is getting drier down here. The smell of wet, that wet smell. It's not mildew, it's not mold. It's just like, ooh, that's wet carpet, kind of gross. We've mitigated quite well, honestly. It's, we have carpet cleaning chemicals, and we've got baking soda. We've got, things that are going to definitely help. And I'm not looking forward to this part. We're going to have to tear out all of our under pad, the carpet padding underneath the carpet. It's got to be done, so we're going to do it. But, yeah, it'll just take a while. If you'd like to help, come on over. We're not going to do it today. We're going to probably, honestly, because of the break, we're probably going to do it right at the break. But, yeah, at some point we need to enjoy Christmas, too. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys are awesome. Thanks for some fun chat. Thanks for a great stream. And I will catch you on the next one. See you tomorrow, guys.